Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumper Man Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. And we are back in the Laars, the infamous Laars boiler room, and we have another leak on not only one pump but two. Thank you to everyone tuning in to Jumper Man Tech. We have a blown seal once again. This pump is just done. Looks great, but this thing is done. This thing was leaking water all over the floor, and we are on the second floor mezzanine, and it made its way down to the lobby. People are having their drinks in this hotel and they're getting rained on. Anyways, that night when I found it leaking, we shut down the supply and return, right? The suction and discharge valves for this pump to stop the water. And we took a spare pump that was here, brought it to a shop, and they rebuilt it. And we'll see what happens. We also got two new gaskets. Let's get started. So this one got to be changed, and we have a pump, this one right here, which is also leaking, and that's going to be the next one. Let's start by disconnecting the electrical. When I saw this leaking that night, I shut down the power and I closed the valve. So power is now off for our starter box. And always lock out, tag out, so you're okay. Well, right now ain't nobody is going back there to shut it down. We would actually see it. The breakers are on, but basically the starter box is off. Power's off there in two places. We'll be all right. Fortunately, we change these all the time. All right, this is a 208 volt three-phase unit. All right, that one is super short. Let's take off our wire nuts. There's a ring here. Let me see. I think I already freed it up, loosened it a bit. All right, you know what? I got it, Chris. All right, let's just put the ring on here. And just unbelievable, this building. Somebody mentioned the comment. They're like, oh man, between that leaking York 4-pipe fan coil unit in my last video, between that place and the Laars boiler place, you know, you basically got work forever. But guess what? It's the same place. Anyways, let's put this on the side. Whoa, it was a tie wrap that I put there. Let's put this on the side. We got the water off. Let's get the socket set, man, and let's knock this thing loose. All right, here's the strainer. Could dump some water like that. So let's start with that first. It's raining. Let's get this started. You actually see the seal is just done also. That's it. It's leaking from here as well. While we just have this draining through, I guess the air is making its way through. You can see that thing leaking, man. That's incredible. Oh man, what is going on with this place? This is what you call bubblegum fix. They fix this thing with bubble gum. They're like, you know what? That's it. It's good. They're trying to get rid of this boiler room next year, but apparently security heard that for 3 years now. And once again, they rebuilt another pump. I told them, let's get the new one in here, and at least you'll be all right. Unbelievable. All right. Hold it good. Pretty loose from there. Now bottom one, pull back, and then use the wrench to loosen it up. See, does it fit good? It's kind of tight in there. You know what? Yeah. Take that out for a second. Let's see if I can get in here. Oh, this is pretty tight too. All right, stay where you are. Come over here. Sure. And let's see if we can, even a bit crooked, just at least loosen it up. And it's loose. All right. Very nice. That's good. We can start with that. Also, let's do this side now. Hold back there. Okay. Next. So we got 8 to loosen up. That loosened up, it looked like. All right. come on that side. All right, got this here to support this pipe if needed. Let's get in here. See if maybe, oh man, really might need to smack it out, but we got new gaskets just in case. Let me see, maybe I can grab it for this. Oh no, you don't want to mess with that. Hold it here just in case.
Yep.
This thing glued on there. Jeez. You know what? We might need to loosen out the bottom, so at least we have some leverage, because that's pretty solid, and then this is solid. So, but still, it should still break free. That's loose by hand. We should be able to slide it to the side if we need. I'm gonna leave these bolts on so it kind of stays there. Anyways, come on this side.
Gotcha.
And just hold the frame of this pump. Let's make sure this thing doesn't fall over. It is supporting a little bit through those legs.
I will.
But if this needs to move a little, that should do it. All right, let's try this side, guys. See, that came loose. All right, nice. Just balance the motor.
Got it.
Pump, make sure we're good. I also got some rope on this pipe to support it. Let's open this up and let it fully drain. All right, what I'm gonna do is just smack that open and let it drain out. Right there. Right there. All right. You're gonna shift this pump a little bit that way. So stay on there, okay? Now shift it a little.
Gotcha.
Let that leak out. Oh, they're both leaking now. Right there. All right, now let's take these off from here. A little tight, but let's get these 4 legs off. Let's get this pump out of here. All that. Anyways, it might get a little wet. Don't worry about it. Let's just tilt this a little. Hold on, hold on.
Gotcha.
Gotta let this leak out. 2 buckets would have been nice. Let's put that there where it's leaking more. All right, let's just tilt it back a little bit. Hold it good, okay?
Yeah.
And we're gonna drop it down. All right, gonna lift.
All right.
Bring it down. Okay. All right, good stuff, man. We got the old one out and it's being supported right now. As far as these surfaces, you want it nice and smooth. We did this last time, but I got a wire brush attachment for my drill, and we're pretty much just gonna make sure this is nice and smooth. Sometimes there's gasket material still stuck on here, and you want this nice and smooth so there's a good seal. Over here I have a diagram of what things should be. So the thinner side is the discharge, and you'll see the large portion on the bottom is your suction. The way this was going, where it was discharging this way through here, but that means the water is not being filtered. So you want the water to come here and this be the suction and discharge this way, and then you want a cross flow. So let me explain this. So look, water's coming in through here, it's gonna go this way, right, in through here, and then out through this pipe. That side and this side don't mix. This is a heat exchanger. So if this is going this way, that means this needs to go this way. And what's going on is that the water is actually going this way on this side and pumping this way with the pump on the boiler, but then there's a little taco pump, a little green pump over there, and it's pushing water against it. So let's start with this loop. Let's finish that off by putting this properly, and then we could figure out the piping on that side. Basically, I don't think you need a booster there. I think they said after like 30 feet of pipe you need to add it, but these boilers are like right next to that. You don't need that. So most likely, wait a minute, I closed this valve and this valve. Why is that valve closed? Why is that valve closed? There's no way that boiler is working right. They're actually separate. This thing on, item. Doesn't have any error. I don't see an error on that one either, but the water flow is shut off. Oh man. Why would that be? They need to open that ASAP. Glad I caught that. What are these people doing here? This place is a mess. I did not close that. That's a separate loop. That's for the boiler, from the boilers to the tanks, and then to all the hotel rooms. This engineer doesn't know. Nobody knows where this water goes. But let's just make sure it goes through the filter first. So it has to go through here. It's gonna come out, then it's gonna push out this way, wherever that goes. But this water has to go across. They have to cross. I'll show you guys a diagram of that as well. Let me take a picture, because I have the picture on this one right here. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Let's just bring it straight.
Yep.
Watch that pipe over there.
Yep.
You gotta put it straight.
There you go.
All right. So now this is actually gonna be proper. That's the suction now, and that's the discharge. And you want this side also smooth, but right now, this pump was rebuilt, it's all smooth. All right. Let's make sure this is in place first. Hold up.
Yep.
Hold this, make sure it doesn't fall anywhere.
Sure.
Okay. What I could do first, these bolts were all cleaned and everything, so we're good to go. We need the new gasket. Okay. I'll start on this side, I guess. Pull this back a little bit. No, don't move the pump.
Sure.
Don't move the pump. That's in place. Hold up. Let's just get this bolt in first. If anything, we could do it all this way. Let's make sure these line up first. The gasket has to line up. Maybe right there.
Yeah.
Let's fit a bolt through. That's okay. And then let's get one more across. Maybe somewhere right here. I got all the bolts through with the gasket here, so this is pretty much lined up. As far as here, let me just make sure this is lined up well. No, you're gonna have to go a little bit towards me. We need to make sure that these go on. Hold that good. This one needs to come a little bit towards me. All right, hold on, let go for a second. Right there. Let me see. And we're gonna throw these in and basically have that in a good place. All right, right now, do we have some space for this? We're gonna have to pull the pump, push the pump a little towards you, okay? Right there. Hold up. I need some space to get the gasket in. That might be almost there. We are just about there. And the hole, I think, is actually good. Yeah, there we go. Let's just get these through so it's lined up, and then we adjust everything accordingly. That's good. All right, I'm gonna put the washer. All the bolts are in up top. You know, right now things are just high and tight. Let's just get this in place so this motor doesn't fall anywhere, and we're gonna be good to go. Just do one step at a time. That should be our suction now. So now it's gonna go through the filter first and then in the pump. And that's definitely has to be that. That only is the only way it makes sense to be. All right, let's hold back. And then we're gonna tighten this accordingly. All right, let's snug these and going across. If I did this one, oh, gotta go across. We finished this one, let's do this one. Then we can go on that side and go across. So, all right, we'll do one at a time, guys, one at a time. Since this is backwards and honestly this is all busted up, we got the water closed and everything. Just make sure this is good. If anything, I'll just swap these out for the new gauges on that pump, because this is kind of just embarrassing. And we'll do the same for this one. Always want to hold back, but these are usually not spun on too tight, because I could take it off mostly by hand, you see? All right, got our 4 bolts tightened up. Put the new gauges on there, even though that and the nipple and the valve look kind of gross, but it is what it is. That's what they wanted. So anyways, check for leaks, and if everything's good we can wire it up. But I have this closed at the moment, and I have a new bucket here to catch that water. Let's start by opening up the water. See if I can do this, oh man, by one hand. Opening up the water there, and I'll open up the water here. Which way does that go? On is push. Man, this thing is so hard to open. Ugh, that was not easy. Jesus. Seal's not leaking, that's good. None of this is leaking. Let's vent this thing out. There's air in the pipes. All right, right now, let's try to dump some of this. All right, and it's already hot, but that's because there's a common header between all these pipes. We made a hole in here last time, and a hole in here, and followed all of this. So let's just vent this out a little bit, dump some of this water. Definitely dirty, and we're gonna be wiring it next. If you guys wanted to, you could have used anti-seize on the bolts and the gasket, but honestly last time we cleaned the bolts, they're all pretty good, and I'm not really sure about the gasket. Some people put them on. I don't know if they just use it to kind of hold it in place, and then it won't get so bad when it's taking it off next time. But either way, anytime you change the pump, you want to change the gaskets with it. In about 10-15 minutes with our water, everything looks to be good. Let's see if we can get this cover off. I'll raise the insulation a little bit, huh? Anyways, let's take off the little top hat over here. Keep my hand here so these little connectors don't fly away on the bottom. Take that. And let's get to our electrical. Let's make sure this thing doesn't fall. Okay, I got them all. Those little holders should be good. All right, guy who rebuilt this put a plate on it, not exactly the right size, and it's missing a screw. Beautiful. Anyways, here's our 3 wires, 208 3-phase. We'll put any 3 wires together and check the rotation. We want it spinning that way, and if it's wrong, we'll switch up any 2 wires. I do have a video for that as well. Let's go ahead and get that together and hurry up because we got another service call. So what we're gonna do is Take this out. Okay. We are going to run that through. Let's do that safely, where it's not in the way of anything. Come on. Let's run that all through. Okay. Let's not mix these up. We're gonna put our ring through the wires that we ran through and tighten up our whip. Right here with this ring. And we are simply gonna spin that around and tighten it up. Alright, just gonna use this, smack that down. That's nice and tight. And we'll make our connections. Put any 3 wires to any 3 wires. Check rotation. Alright, so let's take a quickly look at this wiring. 3 wires for the motor, 3 wires, actually 4 wires from the whip. The only one not connected is this ground. So green is ground, and you can put any wire coming from there, any 3 together. If it's spinning correctly, you're good. If it's not, switch any 2. And you're gonna be good. I do have a separate video where it is more in-depth as well. Let's test this out. All right, Chris is gonna watch the rotation. Oh man, look, the shaft has some water on it. Oh my God. That is, I don't know, maybe because it's the beginning. Let's start this up. I wanna dry it up and let's see, hopefully this thing stops. Oh my Lord. Oh, that's what they get, man. That's what they get for, you know, they said bring it to my guy. Not only that, he thought they're gonna get a cheaper price. They overcharged. They overcharged by a lot. And look, this thing is leaking, man. Whew. All right, anyways, let's check the rotation. All right, let's turn on these starters. I know, lockout tag out kit. Anyways, no, wait, right here. Let's put that on hand. How's the rotation? All right, let's keep an eye on that because you got some water coming out. Is any water coming out?
A little bit, a little dirty water.
Oh man, that's beautiful. All right, we got the pump running, but like another person said, well, 2 people. Number 1, hacks bring you stacks. You already know the deal. And this is truly the house of horrors. Look at that. And we did pay extra $300 for the warranty, and it was a few $1,000s to rebuild with their pump guy. They thought it was going to be cheaper. It ended up costing them more, and look, this thing is done. And I'm not taking apart this pump and rebuilding the pump and delivering and picking up for free either. So they're paying arms and legs between these two, between all these trips, 4 trips, pump not being good, 2 installs. They could have just went with me and got a brand new pump from Bell & Gossett, pump and motor, custom built. They would have had it in 2 weeks. They said bring it to my guy, he's gonna have everything the next day. He did rebuild the seal within a couple days, but as far as a new one, he said minimum 12 weeks. Oh man, what a joke. You already know, guys, some serious job security here, man. There's so much junk work over here like this, and then all the junk like that, you know, that's signs of leaks and corrosion. And look at all this. They try to seal this. Like, how sloppy is that? That looks like ketchup and mustard, man. They spilled some mustard in here, man. But yeah, this thing is done. It's got to be taken back. I was worried about this because it looked like there was like a crack on here. I'll take a picture so you guys can see, but honestly, that's fine. This thing is done, man. This thing is completely done. It's funny because my pump guy rebuilt this seal and this seal went. What happened here? We lost a screw too? Jeez, we lost a bolt. Anyways, that's gone. Look at that. Leaking on the floor, man. What a joke. What a joke. And you know, the inside is so bad and corroded and broken apart. There was no guarantee that this wouldn't leak. This person said he guaranteed it. Well, I guarantee you that it's leaking. And I guarantee you from here, it's not worth it doing these rebuilds. You know, unless you want to just change this whole piece and keep the motor. But man, just get something new, call it a day, and forget about it. You're gonna get it built by the manufacturer, Bell and Gossett, great manufacturer, and it is what it is. Oh gosh, what is going on here? And then that one needs to be rebuilt, but I don't think it's worth it at that point. So they need these 2 new pumps, and direction on these are actually wrong according to this, but according to the boiler this is correct. But we need these lines to cross. So, and then all these little booster pumps are going against the water that's being pumped from each boiler with that pump I showed you in the back. It's just absolutely horrendous. Let's see, is this one running? Yeah, look at the sound on this one. That thing is done next. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? There's no cover here. Look inside, the ignition control broke off its thing. It's just hanging, it's just sitting there. No covers on those limit switches. I mean, come on. And then this tank, this thing is open, and look at it. It's dripping. This valve doesn't hold. It's not even on right. This thing, they should rebuild this and at least put a cap on this. Then they had some bozo over here. Look at that. He just put like regular gasket and tape for a gasket for this manhole cover. Come on, you gotta use the right thing, man. This is too much of a liability. Look at all that solder leaking from there. Come on. And we actually need to change this second valve here. Check this out. I did this work with this new copper, put in this new valve, everything pressed, everything's beautiful. This one gotta be changed because it doesn't hold perfectly. We actually have to shut down the main water, and like other people mentioned, now look at that. Water comes from this pipe. This is open, right? So some of it's coming down, going through this regulator, but then the rest is just going through this pipe and feeding this over pressure. But you know what's funny is that this thing leaking too. Oh gosh, oil. This is an oil-filled gauge. The gauge is probably done. Oh gosh, man, what am I finding here? The boilers are connected to that, but as far as this feed here we changed, I don't know what it is. I don't know where that water is coming from, and nobody knows where this water goes. All I know is that these pipes go up and they leave the room, and ain't nobody knows where they go. But I can tell you, the right direction for this has to be through this strainer first and then out. But man, it's gonna be a nightmare for another day. I can't fix this today. I can't bring it to the guy. It's gonna be too late for that, and I have a different schedule with another customer. And this thing is making noise. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you on the next nightmare.